Who? Welcome to Sunday night's Tech and Chill Show. I'm your host Ben from the Lover of Tech channel. How are you all doing? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing great. Welcome to Sunday night's Tech and Chill Show. And man, there's a decent amount to talk about when it comes to tech this week. And obviously, by the title, the main thing that's been happening is the Qualcomm Snapdragon Summit in Honolulu, Maui, Hawaii. So, I'm eager to break it down. I've saved a lot of tweets, I've saved a lot of bookmarks in terms of kind of breaking it down and seeing what it's about. There's different ones. You've got the announcement of the Snapdragon 675 chipset with integrated 5G. You've got the Snapdragon 865, which is the flagship chip that doesn't have integrated 5G, but will be 5G all the things next year, 2020, from Q1 and Q2 onwards throughout the year. And it's going to be very interesting to see how people take onto that. And you also have the Snapdragon XR2 5G, which is all around virtual reality and augmented reality and mixed reality. So there's a lot of things to break down. I also do want to talk about the final pièce de résistance of OnePlus with the OnePlus 70 Pro 5G McLaren Edition on T-Mobile USA, and the kind of approach in terms of like what Drake would say, started from the bottom, now we're here. In terms of, you know, what they're doing with their 5G rollout, very different to what we've seen with the Sub 6 and also the millimeter wave that you're seeing a lot from Verizon and AT&T. So we're going to be talking about that. And also, I will need one more topic, which I probably will talk to you guys in terms of maybe, you know, what that is about. And also, before we start, we could talk about, you know, what people think about the vlogs that I've been doing on the channel. So after this live stream, I'm going to be finishing up the vlog that I've got coming up. I started doing it yesterday. I got too tired and my body said no. I ended up sleeping and I just kind of had to put that to bed, and I want to finish it up today. So for all you guys that are in the chat, I'm going to message you guys and address you guys in a minute. But make sure you tweet this out, share it, you know, because this live stream is brought to you in 4K UHD. So click that gear icon and select 1440p or 2160p in 4K UHD. This is the crispiest live stream that you're going to be seeing on the internet right now, brought to you by myself, Ben, from the Lover of Tech channel. So go share it. Let's get more people in. Let's talk tech. And, you know, we might leave a topic open for different things that controversial or uncontroversial. So let's see what's good. Let's see what's good. Firstly, as always, audio and video check. So, how's the audio? Is there any delay? Is it synced? Does it make sense to what you guys are saying? Is there a delay before and after? Audio after, video after? Click, 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 click. Is there any delays? Let me know how it's sounding. And let me know how it's looking. And then if it's all good, I'm going to address the comments, intro people. Let's talk about, let's just say, the vlogs that I've been doing. And if you guys like it, I'm going to be doing more of them because they're fun. They don't necessarily help the channel, as I've noticed, because the viewership is rubbish, but who cares? I might have to shift them onto another channel, potentially. But, yeah. Let me know if the audio is good. What's good, Jason? Jason in the house. Turning in from the boss man. Okay, first Trenton in the house, Mr. AKA Tech Rant. What's good? Glenn, what's good? How's the Panasonic S1? Full frame life. Hello, Dr. Donna Walter. Hello, top of the afternoon to you all. Afternoon, thank you for joining. Is it my phone or is there no audio? No, it was just the initial intro is quiet. It just, yeah. Most welcome, Kay. Right, secret. I know where I can go now to find decent soundtracks. Cool. Hey, what's good, Max? Max in the house. What's good, Jason C in the house. Damian Wild. Looks crispy my end. Great. All good. There's some background noise, but it's good. Yeah, unfortunately, it's the fan from my laptop. Like, my laptop is right here, and I can't have it anywhere, and the mic is as far out as possible so it doesn't pick it up. Like, I can't really do nothing. What I'm most likely going to do is, I'm based on an Intel 4th generation desktop, but I sold my 4790K and my GTX 1080. I'm probably going to buy a GTX 1060 and also a 4790K again, bring the desktop back, so I can stream on the desktop where it's much quieter and there's no fan noises that you guys can pick up. There's not much I can do about the fan noise from the laptop, because if I turn the fan noise down, the laptop is going to overheat. It's not the performance it needs, especially when I'm streaming in 4K UHD. What just happened? Oh, something just happened. Oh, why did it cut off? Apologies. It wouldn't be a live stream without a glitch, would it? Is there a sound delay? Let me drop it down to 10 milliseconds in terms of the offset delay. Yeah. So hope you guys are good. So briefly stopped but looking good. Yeah, no, I don't know, the internet just cut off briefly. So if you guys don't realize, and I always repeat myself saying this, man, because it's always an appreciation piece, because I always get fascinated by this. I don't get tired of this. In my house right now, my broadband connection through my phone line, through your normal broadband provider, I cannot get fiber optic. I'm on an ADSL line, meaning I get 20 megabits per second down, but I get 1 megabits per second upload, meaning I couldn't even stream in potato quality if I wanted, let alone upload a 1080p video. I stream everything off my carrier, which has a truly unlimited data plan. So I get a download speed of about 200 megabits per second and an upload speed of about 80 megabits per second, because where I live right underneath a cell tower or a mast. So I'm privileged and I'm lucky to be able to do that. This is why I can bring, with the right equipment, i.e. the Elgato Camlink 4K, as well as the Sony a6400, I can stream to you in crispy 4K UHD in the best quality possible. So it doesn't feel like you're watching a live stream. You know, that's the whole idea of it, to give you guys the best viewing experience possible. So, yeah, but it just glitched out ever so briefly. So I can't wait to get 5G in this place. So, did anyone say Pitaka? You had to be the one. You just could not help yourself, Dave. Welcome, Dave West. Nope, no delay. Audio matches your lips perfectly. Boom. Right, let's get it on, as the celebrity deathmatch referee would say. So, so many juicy things about Qualcomm, man. Damn Qualcomm, man. Right. Okay, so let me hit record. Start recording. Your life. Delete. 12 more days until Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker episode 9, man. I know what you mean, man. My mobile data is way better than my Wi-Fi. That is the future. That's the world that we live in right now, and I'm all for it. And let's kick it off, man. Snapdragon Qualcomm Summit happening 2019 December in Hawaii, Honolulu, Maui. So very interesting. Every single year now, seems like for the past 5 years, we've had what you call it, the Qualcomm Snapdragon Summit, which is very interesting. It gives us an insight on a decent amount of the flagship phones that are going to be using that chipset. Because what's kind of funny is that not every manufacturer uses Snapdragon, but they kind of do at the same time. But it's a very important, processor platform based on, what Android and the performance benefits that it brings. So, to no surprise, the successor to the Snapdragon 855 and 855 Plus platform is the Snapdragon 845. So, bang. I love this tweet actually. The face you make when you see how fast the OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren Edition charges. I love this. Anyway, that's not the main topic as of yet. We'll be talking about the McLaren Edition. But shout out to Super Saf. Got my hands on with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865. This will be powering most of the 2020 flagship smartphones for Android. And this is it. Gary explains he is part of Android Authority. Qualcomm has announced 2 new smartphone processors for 2020, beginning of the decade, the Snapdragon 865 and also the Snapdragon 765. There's also a gaming edition called the Snapdragon 65, and that one is the 765G. I'll make videos about this very soon. Cool. Gadgets boys, aka Tommy. It's official. Likes of obviously Xiaomi, Samsung going to be using it. It doesn't have a 5G modem integrated, so that will be interesting to see how OEMs opt to use one for use. Qualcomm Snapdragon 855. This is a 5th generation AI-based engine, 2 times or 2x improvement over the 855, 25% increase in GPU performance. World's first 2 gigapixels per second image signal processing ISP, up to 200 megapixels camera sensor that you can actually support, up to 8K ultra high definition 30 frames a second, which I'm going to touch on this because I see a very funny relevance to why this is a good feature to have. You know, bring out the pitchforks now and kill me. The next generation 5G with the X55 modem. This modem is going to be very important, especially even for Apple next year if they decide to actually execute 5G in their phones. And also, the 3D Sonic Max in-display fingerprint scanner. Wow, wow, wow. 17 times bigger with simultaneous 2-finger sensing authentication. Hashtag Snapdragon Summit. Right. More features. More on the Snapdragon 865, which is unlimited recording at 960 frames a second video capture. I'm guessing the resolution for this is 720p, which is normal HD. So, correct terminology, normal HD is 720p, full HD is 1080p, quad high definition plus is 1440p, and 4K UHD is 2160p. And then obviously you've got 8K, which is 4320p, if I remember right. Simultaneous 4K UHD high dynamic range video plus 64 megapixel image capture. Interesting. 144 Hz display support. My laptop here, the Gigabyte Aero 15, has 144 Hz, so very interesting. We know that smartphone displays right now at 120 Hz, which is great, especially when it comes to OLED panels as well as LCD panels. So it's really, really great to see. 7nm process. This doesn't surprise me, and it also doesn't disappoint me either. I think this is the final stage of the 7nm FinFET process, which I think is going to be mainly TSMC, Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturing company, that are going to be pioneering this for them, as well as obviously the support of Samsung, because Samsung are probably one of the best chip manufacturers on the market in terms of, you know, economy of scale and large global. 25% performance uplift. This, I don't know if this is generally marking it for graphics performance or this is marking it also for CPU performance, because I don't know what they're going to really be doing to support a higher CPU performance on that same manufacturing process, but it seems like they've been able to do it for graphics, so I guess graphics is going to be the main thing going forward. Again, I will address you guys in the comments. I'm not ignoring you. I'm going to spray through my bars and then we'll have a chat. 25% more power efficient. I don't know how they're able to achieve this as well. I think this is probably down to the fact that this is the next generation of low power double data rate memory generation 5, which is going to use lower voltage, but it's probably going to tend to have higher latencies, but also have higher clock speeds for low power DDR5. And it's got up to 1.5 gigabits, not gigabytes, gigabits per second downloads. More information here. Okay, cool. And last but not least, Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 5G. 2 times better GPU and CPU performance, 4 times more video bandwidth, 6 times higher resolution, 11 times AI improvement. The world's first 5G XR platform. 5 concurrent cameras, dedicated computer vision processor, 3K times 3K per eye, up to 8K ultra high definition at 60 frames a second, and true mixed reality. Hashtag Snapdragon Summit with the nice Snapdragon logo. And also shout to our Aaron Wilhelm because of the Padcaster. Right, let's switch things back up to me. And let's move up to the desktop. Bring this here. Let's see if I can open a tab here that gives more details on. So we're pretty much just delving in. So the Snapdragon 865 5G mobile platform. Now, this is kind of like a first indication that although it doesn't have an integrated 5G modem, all Snapdragon 865 phones are all going to be 5G. This is what Qualcomm was saying. So it's all going to be based on a 5G platform. We're looking to hopefully have, with firmware updates based on the OEM, dual 5G and dual SIM phone 5G, which is great. So for example, I use a OnePlus 7 Pro 5G, and that is the only OnePlus phone from this year that is practically a single SIM, and it's internally a hardware limitation to do with the X50 modem. So it can only be single SIM, which kind of sucks because my 7T is dual SIM, but obviously that is dual 4G, and that's 4G that's been around for a while, so it's kind of understandable, right? So I'm really looking forward to that. You know, it brings an element of backwards compatibility, which is really great. The X55 modem is meant to move things forward in terms of obviously the compatibility of 5G for millimeter wave sub-6, and also what T-Mobile are doing in terms of 600 megahertz, innovative and intelligent artificial intelligence, AI, yada yada yada, stunning, all what we expect in terms of obviously an iterative but yet important improvement without having a die shrink and all the benefits that comes with a die shrink of more transistors within a smaller space, or even more transistors within the same space, and more power efficiency as well. In terms of the specifications, this is pretty much it when it comes to it, man. So everything that we pretty much ran through, the new GPU, the Adreno 650, 25% uplift, that's something I can trust because Qualcomm are really good when it comes to mobile graphics. 100% got to give them to that. So I'm really eager to see, if, next generation mobile games are really going to be benefiting at utilizing these high refresh rate panels that are really coming into our smartphones from 90 hertz and also 120 hertz as things are moving forward. So I'm really excited. And the process technology is 7 nanometers. So I'm not necessarily surprised. I think die shrink's now going to become even more difficult as it comes along. So they're going to be stretching each manufacturing process as much as possible. I think the first manufacturer that will have access to 5 nanometers this year will be Apple. Apple really pour money into their manufacturing process, or not manufacturing process, but their design process, and the amount of money that they pay their manufacturers to invest in making sure that the die shrinks are increasing progressively as it should. So the reason why I say that is their first 7 nanometer chipset was the A10, A11. So iPhone 10. So if one the A13 Bionic last year was the A11. So 3 years on, I think Apple predicting it will be the first manufacturer to get access to a die shrink on either 6 nanometer or 5 nanometer chipset, which is going to even advance their lead in terms of overall CPU design internally on their phones. So credit to them. But I think this is the final frontier for 7 nanometer processors. So I was correct when I said that there's no limit to HD, which is 720p slow-mo video capture at 960 frames a second. Yeah, this pretty much summarizes everything that we went through. Yeah, yeah, it does. It does. Bam, 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 bam. HDR10, HDR10 plus. Display, yep. Cute. Whoa, quad high definition plus up to 144 hertz. Great. 4K up to 60 hertz. Wow, that's been done before. External, wow, impressive. Rec 2020 in terms of the color gamut and color space. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that's picked up on. Nah. And these are the part numbers in terms of the increase. So, yeah, compared to related products, yeah, this is a good look. This is the final evolution to the 8 series Snapdragon platform from what we've been used to from the 820. And the 820 dates all the way back to 2016 summer with phones such as the OnePlus 3. The 821 was the OnePlus 3T. 835 was the OnePlus 5 as well as the OnePlus 5T. 845 is OnePlus 6 and OnePlus 6T, and then obviously the 855 Plus and the 855 is the OnePlus 7 series as well as the 7T series. And you can kind of predict what's coming next in the next few months. So overall, I'm impressed. And with all, I don't want to dive into too much leaks, right? But I'm kind of excited that with the advancement in things like H.265 high efficiency video codec HEVC, I'm excited to see the utilization of really fast internal mobile storage such as Universal Flash Storage 3.0, UFS 3.0, and a video recording feature such as 8K 30 frames a second. Overkill, yes. A lot of people are going to be saying that, you know what, how are you going to view 8K content, right? Samsung sell 8K UHD TVs to the mass public. Are they hella expensive? Yeah. They have a reason, and this is me just trying to paint it from a different picture, because a lot of people go through this phase of like, things are good enough, why do we need this? If that's the case, there's no need for progression, right? What this is going to be interesting, and the selling point for a company like Samsung introducing something like 8K 30 frames a second video recording, also with HDR capabilities, is that yes, it is overkill, but they are now selling 8K TVs to the mass public. A normal person, well, I don't want to say a normal person, but someone that can afford to buy those type of TVs, you then now have a smartphone that you can shoot 8K video and watch it on your high-end 8K Samsung TV, because it's a display technology that's available for the home. Now, 8K in itself obviously will look better on these kind of 8K red cameras, whether it's the helium sensors or the Monstro sensors. But the whole idea is really bringing the future into now, you know, and I'm all for it. I'm all for seeing phones having to push their limits to be this good, because these phones are getting ridiculously expensive. So there has to, I always say there has to be some form of justification. There needs to be some form of a justification. We can dumb down the average consumer. Like, that term gets overused, but whatever. We can dumb down the average consumer, the normal person, so much to the point where they're not going to need it. Very true. I'm all for that. But it's then up to these manufacturers to not just put the research and development in making sure that these phones can really break boundaries and do more than what they did before, but also find an easy way based on the user interface of these products to actually educate the customers to be able to utilize these features. Now, I'll give you an example. When I use my OnePlus 7 Pro, when I'm in different situations, right, it will prompt up little things, and this is its way of using AI. And I'm gonna mention it in my review because I really appreciate it. So it's like I could be in a situation where it will say, hey, why not try the ultra wide angle lens? Because from what I can see on the scene, it looks like you're trying to move back. So that means it's detecting movement with the gyroscope. And also it can see that it's dark. So sometimes it says, why not try nightscape with the ultra wide angle lens? And I'm like, oh yeah, crap, I forgot I had that feature. I switch to it and I get a better shot. And I'm like, my phone reminded me that I have this feature that I can use to get a better shot, but it did it in a very subtle and non-intrusive way. So I make the case and argument that this new platform, before we get a die shrink into either 6 nanometers or 5 nanometers, right? I'm all for it. I'm all for the next stage. We can make the argument that, oh, this is overkill for the normal person. No one's going to use 8K. No one even uses 4K. Heck, barely anyone uses 1080p. If that's always going to be the argument and it's always going to be the selling case of like why we shouldn't really be progressing things forward, then what's the point in us expecting more from these companies when they're charging us more, right? So I'm just making a case for that particular feature because I've been seeing a lot of people like, oh, with all these advancements, it's like, this is all overkill. No one's going to use it. That shouldn't stop progression, right? They need to bridge the gap in pushing things forward, but bring in effective ways to educate the average consumer, as we like to call it, to really see how to use these features on a very simple and a very powerful, effective way. You know, that's my personal opinion on it. So overall, when it comes to the Snapdragon 800 series, the new A65 platform, when it comes to it, I'm genuinely excited for this iteration. It's an iteration. This isn't major innovations anywhere when it comes to anything per se, right? But this is an iteration in the right direction. 5G is the future, right? It can't be stopped. The 5th generation of wireless connectivity can't be stopped. And if they're making it more integrated, more accessible, where when you're looking at things like the Snapdragon 765 having integrated 5G on a lower level, and also bringing it more to the mid-range phones as well as the lower-end phones, right? This is going to push the coverage to be even better and even more accessible. It's no different to when 4G came. And I'm all for it. For someone like me that depends on 4G long-term evolution LTE to be able to stream to you guys in 4K UHD in truly unlimited fashion, and have the ability where, I'll give you an example, Origin Access. When Jedi Fallen Order came out, I downloaded it through my LTE connection in a space of 30 minutes. That's a 50 gig game that I downloaded in 30 minutes. I can't wait till I get 5G in my house, based on the fact that I'm going to be getting 500 megabits per second downloads with unlimited data, all the way up to over a gigabit. I could be downloading games in a space of 5 minutes at 50 gig. That's crazy. I'm all for that. Is it going to be perfect? Are there concerns? Are there things that we don't necessarily realize that, you know, might be a health concern, infrastructure concern, construction concern? Potentially, yes. But for me, in terms of the level of access where we're not going to be that truly wireless connectivity for upload and download, I don't know, man. For me, I'm all excited for it. So I don't know what else I really wanted to touch on when it came to the Snapdragon 865, Qualcomm Snapdragon Summit, but this is a good look. Well done, Qualcomm. Well done for staying consistent with all the progression from the 820 series. You know, well done for sticking at it. You had a massive hiccup when it came to the 810 series. No one's forgotten about that. But, you know, the partnerships that you've had with also doing kind of like your own semi-custom chipsets, partnering with, you know, manufacturers such as, I don't think they use Global Foundries, but I know TSMC for sure, and also Samson to really make sure that these chipsets are built in mass really, really effectively and perform really, really well. Well done. And I can't wait until 2021 and 2022 when it comes to the next generation of the manufacturing process die shrink, and really see things really push forward, you know. So this is a good look. I'm really digging it. And this is kind of the overall opinion that I have on the new Snapdragon 865 platform with their 765 platform as well. So if there's anything else you guys have in terms of your opinions on this particular topic, I am going to go into the comments and address your comments right now. Whew, that was a lot. That was a lot. Let's check the time. Oh, I'm making good time. I still got time. Right, let's see. So I remember where Trenton was because he decided to make a comment about the Mac Pro. Trenton Marshall. Mac Pro coming Tuesday. Apple gonna make a grip on those $1,000 stands. Oh, you. I swear, I have a bone to pick with you and Adrian. You and Adrian, yeah, are the pain and the bane in my life. You're like the siblings I have. Such bullies. Dr. Donna Walter. Yes, Star Wars. I'm such a big Star Wars fan. And I'm even more cheesed off that Disney Plus is not in the UK. I don't want to pirate watch The Mandalorian. I want to watch The Mandalorian in the right way, in the right quality. Disney, can you sort it out and bring Disney Plus to the bloody UK, please? Thank you. Got my tickets for Dolby Cinema in Eindhoven. Oh boy. I'm just so cautious, man. Max Share, that's going to be a sick Dolby Cinema. Dave Royce, watched every Star Wars movie ever since The Force Awakens. It is just awesome. The 3D Max sensor is incredible. It is. And Tom the Tech Chap did a really good video on that. I cannot wait. Fingerprint scanners on the front of the display for the win. They're the best form of authentication. So I'm all for it. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Some advantages to age. I've been able to watch them all since their intro. My son was into them, and I did not go unless mum brought him. I'll stick to the Tech Gear Talk. What's good, Sigi? Welcome, sup fam. Welcome to the Tech and Chill show for the Sunday. It seemed like it took 4G a spot of time to get to par. Do you see this with this 200%? It's going to take a bit of time. You know, 4G in the UK officially came out on September 2012 with EE, Everything Everywhere Network, and the iPhone 5 being the first 4G device in the UK, right? And from then till now, it's been 7 years, right? We need to have the same level of patience for 5G, at least half a decade, for it to really, really get into its feet. That's just the way things go. I think we've just been stuck in a world where we expect everything to be so perfect now that we have no element of patience of public innovation. We have this mindset that everything needs to be absolutely perfect before you release it, right? I'm not saying that you should bring out shambolic stuff that don't work, right? But public innovation is a good thing. Public innovation is a good thing. So all this is happening. This is all public innovation, and that's something I'm all for. So shout out to companies like Motorola for bringing out the Razr. Like, this is all public innovation. This is not about buy it now because it's perfect. This is showcasing public innovation. So yeah, it will take a bit of time. Tech for your needs. What's good? Welcome. Hey, greetings. Welcome. Apple. What is up with the beefing up of internals with eliminating ports, etc.? Seems to me important to have. Yeah, I'm all for. So their MacBook Pros, for example, which I'm most likely going to get a 16-inch MacBook Pro because I explained it previously. But yeah, I'm all for all USB Type-C, all the things, right? Things need to progress quickly to USB Type-C. I personally agree with all USB Type-C, 4 to 6 of them, great. There needs to be a micro SD card slot, but I'm all for USB Type-C. There needs to be an SD card slot, not micro SD card slot. With the cost continue to rise, it seems like it may be time to bring the string or 2 cups back out. Tech Gear, Trent, Tech Gear, I still got to catch up with you. Video lag behind a little, or is my brain just a little slow? I hope not. Sorry. Potentially might be a bit of delay. Okay, so no doubt, will people have to use 5G? Yeah, eventually networks will end up, once they get the coverage, every plan will be 5G. So 5G will just be mandatory. It's the same as 4G now. No one uses 3G. If you use 3G, wow. But I mean, 4G is just the norm. Every phone that comes out is 4G capable. There's no 3G capable only phones. And that's just what happens. There's backwards compatibility with the previous cellular networks, but this is just how it goes. Definitely. Sup fam, what's good? What's good, Rick? Rick, welcome to the live stream for Sunday. And maybe Lou will also get in on that killing too, oh, mate. Please. I'm looking forward to the hidden camera in front that they mentioned about. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Xiaomi Mi Mix 4 apparently is meant to have the hidden in-display cameras, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm so looking forward to. I'm really, really, really looking forward to. Never seen Star Wars. Wow. Go watch Star Wars, please. Like, then there may be options yet. Will continue to offer non 5G phones. No, there's not going to be. Once there's all 5G phones, there won't be non 5G phones. The same as how there's not non 4G phones. I want perfection at the price that is being asked for on certain products. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying the next breakout products, things that are taking that transition turn, right? I'm all for public innovation. Now, phones like the Pixel 4 and the Pixel 4 XL, certain phones such as the iPhone, phones that have come out well established already within their lifespan, right? Yeah, with certain things, they deserve the critique to have certain things perfected. I don't disagree with that. But I'm saying breakout next generation products, everyone has this mindset that if it's not 100% perfect, right, it should not be released or it should not even be showcased to the public. I'm not for that. I'm for public innovation. Public innovation is a good thing, right? Public innovation is a good thing because if you don't, then how do you excite people to really see what's coming next? You know? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Maybe I'll get time this. No, make time this Christmas. Since Apple released the iPad Pro, they're paying more attention to their customer, to their consumer. Every product of that has been really good. Yo, it's your boy Dookie in the house. What's going on, fam? What's good, bro? Thanks for rolling through. What's Thank you for joining the stream. So, yeah, I mean, they are listening. Apple, this is a more listening Apple than ever. I have to admit that. I do have to admit that. Um, yeah, this is a more listening Apple. I gotta give him that. Not still not to the entire extent, but this is a more listening Apple. I do have to agree. Apple are listening more. Apple are listening more. Yeah, they are listening more. I gotta give them that. Cool. All right, so there are going to be non 5G phones, the S11e, for example, but I'm not sure whether it uses Exynos in the USA then too, but only the LTE. Apple definitely listens to our conversations. No, the Apple, this is the most listening Apple. I mean, the MacBook Pro, I said it before, and people are going to disagree with me. I've already said it that this is me coming from a person that is very PC master race. Like, I've been building my own PCs from the get go. I'm Windows, I'm a PC gamer. Yes, it's an expensive hobby. I love PCs, but I'm a person that is mainly on the laptop right now. And people need to understand the thing that they don't tell you about these high end Windows laptops that draw more than 100 watts internally because of the powerful graphics that are in there, and the H series processors, and the RAM configuration, and the screen. High-end Windows laptops draw a lot of power above 100 watts. We're talking about 180, 200, 250 with big power bricks, right? What these Windows laptops and these videos that you see online, not all of them, what they do not tell you is that to get the best out of these Windows laptops, whether it's slim form factor like Dell XPS or this, right? What they do not tell you is that when you unplug them, the performance for anything intensive is trash, complete trash. And I'm testament to it. Like, this laptop, when it's unplugged, even doing basic things, it just doesn't work as well as it needs to, right? That's what they don't tell you. So imagine this, even, and I'll post a video in the chat as well for Max Yuriev. He did that, and it can completely confirm what I knew. With MacBooks, right? What Apple have done with the, I've gone off on a tangent, but what Apple have done, and Dave 2D said this, and I 100% agree. What Apple have done is they've created the most efficient Intel high wattage H series laptop with high-end AMD Navy or Navi GPU graphics, up to 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory, VRAM. Remember that, right? All in 100 watts. To the point where the power brick that it uses is only 96 watts, and it runs over USB Type-C with power delivery. When you unplug a MacBook, the performance is basically the same. It's no different. You don't lose any performance because the battery internally can feed enough power to all the components, including the high brightness display, to see no performance difference. It makes it a true high-end laptop in my book. And that's coming from a PC guy. I live and swear by the PC. It takes a lot for me to admit that an Apple laptop, especially something like a MacBook Pro, is a recommended product to have. Dave West. On a side note, a guy I know in the private testing group of the Gcam on the OnePlus 7T, some of the results are incredible, like as good as... You are such a Gcam advocate. Shout out to Dave West. Go follow him. He shows all the best pictures of Gcam. I'm good, man. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Was good. Sup Trenton. Does anyone know why OnePlus line do not offer extended storage? Because they do dual SIM. The second SIM slot, they don't do hybrid. It's all about having the fastest internal storage, and the second slot is to have dual SIM. Because most phones that have expandable storage aren't dual SIM, or they're hybrid, which can be very convoluted. So that's the reason why. No idea. I don't think they ever will. They did with the OnePlus X. They've done expandable storage before, and that was with the OnePlus X. Fam, I just reviewed a laptop and said the same thing. It's a beast of a machine, but as soon as you unplug it, the performance dips. And bro, I kid you not, right? It's all because the thermal design power. Bro, you're a PC builder like me. Like, shout out to Dookie. Go check his channel. He does amazing PC builds, graphics card reviews, so he understands where I'm coming from. The MacBook Pro 16-inch is not perfect. They needed to put an SD card in there, right? But in its current state, right, it is the best all-around high-end laptop on the market right now. Period. No competition. No one can at me when it comes to that. Honestly, no one. It's worth almost every single penny that they're charging for it, especially for the fact that it's on an exclusive OS platform such as macOS. And you can hate on macOS all you want. I'm not a macOS user, but there's a space for macOS that it's exclusive that Apple can charge their premium for it. It's as simple as that. There's no arguments there. And even me, I've conceded it. And the only reason why I'm holding off is that I'm holding off on potentially getting a 16-inch MacBook Pro just to see what the 10th generation 10nm Ice Lake ones will be when they refresh them to have built-in Wi-Fi 6 and have a more efficient 10nm thermal design output for even better thermals with that 100 watts in there. And potentially go for that. Maybe they might bring the SD card back, which I highly doubt. I don't think they're going to do a design refresh until the next 4 years or 5 years. Or pick up the current ones when the new ones get refreshed and save a bit more money. Expandable storage seems necessary when we're making 4K videos. Oh well, yeah, it's true. All right, so I kind of went in on there. Being an Apple defender and all, I'm sorry guys. Sorry, my PC Master Race people. Don't kill me. I still love the PC. Let's switch over. Next topic. So, I'm gonna move to this and just be desktop only for now. The only nationwide 5G is here. T-Mobile has the first largest and only nationwide 5G network covering more people and places than anyone ever. No 5G reliable. This is a very, very interesting approach that T-Mobile have done to launching their 5G. So they're starting with low band. And shout out to Marquez. His video explaining it, I think, was really, really good. Yes, although sponsored by T-Mobile and supported by OnePlus, I think it was a really good explanation. I think it's a very interesting way to launch their version of 5G. Start from the low band, build it up. Because obviously, the downside of what's been happening with, you know, their with current 5G demonstration with, you know, phones such as networks such as Verizon, especially Verizon, is millimeter wave. It's so specific. It's so specific to positioning and obviously object penetration. That's what she said. Not being so great. Yes, you get the blistering speed. So in terms of like showcasing, getting those gigabit speeds download, but you're not getting them upload, by the way. And the milliseconds response time is still not below 10 milliseconds for the ping. It looks great, like, ooh. But as soon as you shift a little bit, it's gone. So T-Mobile's version of 5G, what it shows to be doing is, it shows to consistently be giving you the best, the top end of 4G could ever get, right? We're talking about 150 to 300 megabits per second, but more consistently spread across. And then what they're going to be doing is, with their Sprint merger, they're going to be filling in the gaps as they go up to millimeter wave as well as sub 6. So using their 600 megahertz gives them full coverage, great signal penetration, great signal distance from these cell towers or masts. And I'm all for it. I think I'm all for it. When they were demonstrating it, it didn't look exciting. Like, oh, you know, 150 megabits per second, 200 megabits per second. Is this really 5G? And I kind of had that mindset because, like I said, on my 4G connection, I get top end every single time in my house. We're talking, the highest I've gotten is about 250 megabits per second and an upload of about 100 megabits per second. And that's on 4G LTE. So when I get 5G cell towers put on top of my house, mate, it's gonna be beast. It's gonna be beast, right? So I get it. It doesn't look exciting, but I think this approach by T-Mobile is a very smart and strategic way to roll out 5G. Is it perfect? No. I've seen certain devices not really working that well in terms of the 70 Pro 5G, you know, not having signal drops and whatnot, but it's early days, right? I think it's just a very interesting way of rolling out 5G to the mass public, and I'm all for it. I think it's a very smart move, knowing that the merger's coming, and it's something that, you know, I think it's a good look. I think it's a good fix. So I mean, this in terms of, this is more happening in the USA. I'm more interested in it because obviously with the 70 Pro, a lot of the USA fan will look, oh, we're not getting the 70 Pro. You're getting the best edition of the 70 Pro. This 70 Pro 5G McLaren edition is exclusive only in the USA. You can't buy it anywhere in the world. So the USA guys got the best version of the 70 Pro. And you've got the 70 as well, which is an awesome phone, which to me is my favorite phone of the year. So watch out for the review. It's been scripted. I'm going to be doing my review on this, and well done OnePlus. It's literally just a back to the basics phone, doing what's right for the right price. $549 in the UK. Absolutely love this phone. So yeah, this particular section is a very short one. I just feel like it was just a very interesting approach. I think it was just a very interesting approach from a network and a carrier perspective in terms of how they did their 5G. They weren't going for, let's show the numbers and just make everything look all glittery, but in terms of real world application and who can get 5G, how you can get 5G, I think this is a much better approach because it looks like, based on coverage, average with 4G LTE you're getting is about 25 to 30 megabits per second, right? With this, that's pushing that average up ×5, meaning your average 5G connection on a consistent basis is going to be 150 megabits per second, which I think is really, really good if you're going to be getting on a consistent level in more wider places at the same time. I think that's more useful than I need to be in line of sight of this cell tower. I need to be looking at it like I'm in an eye contact relationship with that cell tower for me to get my gigabits per second down. That was a bit melodramatic, I know, but you know, get my drift and where I'm coming from with this, you know. So being smart, starting from the bottom, moving up to where they are. I like this approach, T-Mobile and Sprint. Well done. And I'm going to come back into the comments and see what you guys have, your opinions on it, and see. Trenton Marshall. Wait for the new screen on the 16-inch next year. Yeah, I'm gonna wait because it's the new generation. There's gonna be odd teething problems that are gonna come with it. I'm gonna wait because I ideally more want to wait for the 10th generation Ice Lake 10nm manufacturing process. It's gonna make it even more efficient based on the thicker chassis that they've got with the better cooling and also the 100-watt battery that's in there. That's gonna be even more efficient. It's gonna use less power. It's gonna be even more efficient when you unplug it and you're getting the same performance whether you're plugged in or not. You know, I'm all for it. I'm ready to make the switch. I'm ready to be on macOS, not because I love macOS. I'm probably gonna not really get on well with it, but having access to Final Cut and Adobe at the same time, being able to unplug it and get the same performance. I do a lot of train trips to far distances to work in the places that I work, right? So having a laptop where I don't need to be plugged in to get the maximum performance for my heavy task things. Imagine being able to get a power delivery generation 3 power bank and I can plug it into my USB Type-C port and charge the MacBook and not lose any battery while I'm editing 4K videos without having to be plugged into the wall. The MacBook's the only laptop that does that. You can't do that on any generation Windows laptop. None. Zilch. Nada. Not these high-end ones. Not these ones powered by H-series CPUs with graphics. No way. You can't. So, yeah, I'm going to wait. TBT. In the near future, I'm getting a MacBook Pro. Apple ecosystem is sucking me. It's not even about the ecosystem. Mine is not even about the ecosystem. It's just logic and understanding how the rules of thermodynamics and power constraints and also how PC components work with optimization. The MacBook Pro is just the best. It's just the best all-around high-end laptop on the scene right now. No questions asked. It's got nothing to do with the ecosystem. I don't have an Apple Watch. I don't, you know, for you it might be an ecosystem thing, but it's not an ecosystem thing for me. It's just logic. It's even to the point where I could even do boot camp and still have Windows on there and still have the benefits of macOS, but I wouldn't even need to because the Adobe suite is so well optimized for the Mac now that there isn't the excuse of to get the best performance from Adobe the Adobe programs you have to use a PC anymore because of NVIDIA. Makes no difference. The metal optimization works equally as good, if not better, or as good on MacBooks now because of what they've done with Intel with the QuickSync and the metal support of the AMD GPU. So I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. DaVinci Resolve works on Mac. All the Adobe Suite programs work on Mac. And you've got the benefit of Final Cut Pro, which I'm going to jump on. I want to know how to use Final Cut Pro, no doubt. TMO told me yesterday that if your phone has 600mm abbreviation plus the high band 6, you could get 5G. Yeah, you have to have a 5G enabled device to be able to get that. 7 Pro is my phone of the year for sure. P30 Pro close second, but the OnePlus nailed it when it came to the 7 Pro so far. User experience, IG camera, the camera video capabilities are literally transformed. Yeah. The P30 Pro didn't do it for me. Didn't have dual speakers, 1080p display, lower resolution than the Mate 20 Pro. Yes, ×5 periscopic zoom, up to 50 times digital zoom, great. But I mean, great battery life, great supercharging. You know, but the P30 Pro didn't really do it for me. But again, it's a shame I didn't get to use it this year. I mean, it might change my mind if I ever got to use it, but it's out of its cycle now. The P40 series will probably be coming out first week of March, as predicted, as always. Whew. Absolutely love the P30 Pro. Game changer camera system and superb build, battery life and display. Not the display. I can't give the display. The display is nothing special. It's a 1080p 60 frames a second display for a pro device. Sorry, I've seen the P30 Pro display. It does nothing for me. Battery does, charging does, stills for camera does, video doesn't. EMUI, I guess it's okay. But yeah, no dual speakers. Yeah, I love the P30 Pro. I've missed using it while I'm using a Mate 10, the Note 10 Plus. Absolutely, yeah. So, okay. I think that's really what I wanted to cover. I think that's really what I wanted to cover, man. We've just hit the hour mark, right? So we've done two main topics. We've done two main topics. Is there any particular topic? I'm going to leave the floor open for you guys for 5 minutes to pick a particular topic, because I always like to run through 3 topics. To be honest, we went on a bit of a tangent because I ended up going in on why the 16-inch MacBook Pro, again, is the best all-around high-end laptop on the market right now for justified reasons. So, like I said, for a PC Master Race guy to admit that, it takes a lot and it's for good reason. So, I am leaving the ball in your court, guys. I'm leaving the ball in your court. You're going to do any more vlogs with beeping? Mate, you can't predict them. Well, I've got a vlog that I'm editing after this live stream, so watch the space. Vlog will be uploaded either tonight or tomorrow. Pitica case, anyone? I'm not talking about that case. I'm not talking about the Pitica issue. The whole issue, fine, we'll talk about it briefly. I agree on both sides. Technically, T's video, I fully agree with it. Also, the people that did the videos on the whole issue, from Travis to Front Page Tech, Trenton, I also agree with that side as well. Lou half addressed it in the later case video. He half addressed it. In my opinion, he half addressed it. And then he was trying to address the whole copyright strike, taking down videos, yada, 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 all as a copyright thing, you know, on Twitter. Why not just address it in the live stream if it's not that much of a big deal? At the same time, he doesn't have to justify himself to anyone, but at the same time, there is an element of responsibility that he needs to take, that he's the biggest tech YouTuber on the scene, right? That's my only opinion to it. Both sides are favored. Both sides make sense. At the end of the day, it's just a case. Cases look similar all the time. It's no different. But at the same time, all the things of videos being taken down, copyright strikes happening, it just naturally, I can't shake the feeling, it just seems way too convenient at a time when you're just bringing out a case. It's just a bit too convenient. That one 100% just seems a bit too convenient. So that's just me personally. That's it. Like, I agree with both sides, but at the same time, there's just way too many convenient things. It's just way too many convenient things that were just happening at that particular time. So I understand. For me, I understand both sides of the equation. If you don't trust him, you're fully within your right not to trust it, because everything just seems a bit too. I'm gonna watch Linus's WAN show as well, because I think he said some stuff in there, so I'm gonna watch it and see what's good. And in previous mishappenings as well, you know, it's not the first time he's been shady about certain stuff when it comes to iPhone giveaways. I'm not gonna lie. I'm openly gonna admit that Lou, for the longest time, has been one of my favorite large tech YouTubers to watch next to MKBHD. Personally, MKBHD is a much better tech reviewer than you. 100%. Like, if you actually want, from a large creator, someone that actually reviews a mobile product properly, go to MKBHD. Lou has always more been the approach of infotainment, and I think the infotainment has tipped over a little bit more as of recently. You know, whatever it happens. I mean, he's trying to diversify himself with the podcasting. You know, he now has 3 channels in terms of later clips, Lou Later, and now the main channel on Box Therapy. But you don't necessarily go to Unbox Therapy for the most comprehensive reviews, right? His reviews are done in a very closed environment, or unboxings in a studio. I don't see him ever going outdoors to kind of explore outdoors, use the phone in the wilderness. You know, most of his camera samples are on some fake little doll. And this is not me hating on it. It's just his style, right? So I just appreciate the infotainment aspect of him. But I know when I want something more comprehensive, I either go to my small, you know, my medium-sized guys or smaller guys, as they say, or if I'm going for a bigger YouTuber, I'll go for Mr. Who's the Boss or MKBHD. I know my go-to guys, you know. At the end of the day, both sides of the equation, you know, fully justify. At the end of the day, just a cases look similar. It doesn't matter. The guy's going to make his bread because he's on Box Therapy. He's got a big following. He's got a big fan base, right? And he doesn't have to justify himself. But on the other side, when you're the biggest tech YouTuber on the scene and you influence so many people at the same time, when you do certain things that look way too convenient, it brings suspects. It just brings suspects. And that's a feeling I can't shake. And that's just a feeling I can't shake. It does look suspect. It does look shady. Unfortunately, it does. If it's a case, if he didn't issue any copyright strikes, he didn't take down any videos before, or he did those things way beforehand, and it just ended up being a case of whatever, then cool, you know. But it just seems too convenient, and just not, to me, not being brave enough to address it in the Lou Later video, live stream, you know, and then afterwards you were hashing out on Twitter. Just address it in the live stream, not on Twitter. You know, if these were your reasons, just say it. Just say it. So that's kind of the only thing I've got to say about it. I did not see he had any explanation. I did not see. Of course, those who create can make something. How he went about it was shady. Yeah, unfortunately, it does feel that way. It does feel that way. It does feel that. I haven't watched any of Lou's videos for ages. Don't really enjoy them. Agree with you on MKB. Oh, Marquez. I don't care what anyone says. There was a period where I went on this weird binging session, and Marquez's videos, to the core, have been so consistent to how he reviews stuff, right? That there's probably only been 2 reviews I can hand on heart probably say he didn't do that well with. I would say probably the LG G8 and also the Huawei Mate 10, from what I remember, the Mate 10 Pro. Overall, I don't recollect a review that Marquez has done that I've not agreed with. And his style has stayed, although his style has improved because he has a team, his style consistency is so on point that I've got to respect him. I'm just speaking for me, man. He deserves all the accolades as a tech reviewer. He's the best of the best. Period. For me, as a large creator, he's the best mobile tech reviewer on the scene. Does it mean there's no other reviewers that I wouldn't watch? Oh yeah, like, man, you know, name a few: Damian Wild, Dave, Trenton, you know, Alex, Ryan. Like, all my guys that I talk to, man, technically we're all good reviews in our own way, but respect the man. Like, he deserves all the accolades. Like, he's just the best of the best when it comes to reviewing mobile phones. Does it mean that his opinion is solely the best one? No. There's different people in different demographics. Like, my opinion on the Pixel 4 for the UK is different to the guys in the USA. Like, demographic and where you live changes things, right? So watch things based on your demographic and take that more as a weight-in compared to someone else that doesn't live in the country that you live in, because that device might not be on the network in a carrier, and in terms of how you have access, right, it's different, right? That skews. But I'm saying as a general, man, MKBHD does the bits. He does. I don't think I ever watched any of his videos start to finish. Most times he seems to be guessing or doesn't fully know about the product he's talking about. OnePlus 8 Lite, I don't understand the idea. I'm not talking about any leaks. I'm not talking about any leaks. Yeah, I mean, it's the unboxing. It's the unboxing, innit? It's kind of giving that authentic unboxing first time experience. So yeah. Alrighty, that is your last topic done in a nutshell. I don't want to add any more fuel to the fire. No Pitica or Lou case for me. I need protection on my device. Right. Any other questions, man? 2 minutes and we are closing this out. We don't want to make it long for the replay crew when they're watching it. What I need to do is I need to disable the internal recording on the A6400 so I can do the face tracking. But overall, the autofocus is working. I've got the flip up screen there. This flip up screen is so helpful because I'm looking at it now, but does it look like I'm looking at the flip screen? I don't think so. I think it still looks like I'm looking at you guys. Flip up screen is good for line of sight. I still want to say A6600. Yeah, I still want an A6600. Dum dum. Which product am I anticipating the most for 2020? So for me, it's the camera. I'm anticipating a Sony A7 IV as well as potentially the Sony A7S III. So I think as much as I'm really excited for mobile phones in general, I am more excited for the mirrorless hybrid camera scene. And I'm really excited for the A7 IV. I'm hoping for improvements to, you know, all the video features that you get on the A7R4 to translate over, and maybe potentially a little bit more. I think if I had all the video features from the A7R4 into the A7 IV, but with a flip up or flip out screen, yeah, I would then make the jump to full frame. But I'm more looking forward to the progression of mirrorless hybrid camera bodies, and the Sony A7 IV as well as the Sony A7S III. And I'm really, really looking forward to that. And I'm hopefully looking forward to if Fuji do a replacement to the XH1, i.e. the XH-II. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the next generation of mirrorless hybrid cameras for the decade. Which phones tour? What? I appreciate your time doing the live streams. Very informative as well as very enjoyable. Thank you. Appreciate it, Donna Walter. If that is it, which one am I looking forward to next year? It will definitely be the next generation of OnePlus devices. 100%. And the new iPhones. I want this year to be the I want next year to be the iPhone that brings me back to Apple. Not solely. I've never ever used an iPhone just by itself. I've always used an iPhone and an Android. But like I said it in previous live streams, Apple didn't do enough for me this year to get an iPhone. If next year's iPhone, even if there wasn't necessarily a design change, but you give me bilateral reverse wireless charging, give me USB Type-C with USB 3.0 transfer speeds, and also you give me a ProMotion display. 90 hertz and above, Apple, give me that, and give me some of the usability features when it comes to iOS for the iPhone that you incorporate incorporated to iPad OS. True multitasking, a true file manager system, right? And I am all good for it, man. I am all good for it. So actually, in terms of mobile phones, the next generation OnePlus and Apple do enough to bring me back onto the iPhone. Because I don't love the iPhone, but I like having it as a differentiating factor because I like to know how iOS operates. That's just me personally. And I've been doing that since forever. And this is the first year that I broke out. That laptop sounds like it's about to take off. I'm really sorry, man. I might have to find a way to hide it underneath and just use a keyboard or something. I don't know, but it's unfortunate. Like the mic is right here, you see, so it's like. So I apologize, man. It just like if I turn the fan noise down, it's just gonna melt the laptop. It just overheats and things start to stutter. So it needs to cool in. All right, guys. Gracias, muchas gracias. Thank you. Have a great night, all my UK fam. Good afternoon to all my over the pond family and friends in USA and Canada. The Tech and Chill show is out and it's done. I'm signing out. I'm your host Ben on the Lover of Tech channel. I'll most likely will do a cut down episode of this and upload them through the week. Watch out for the next vlog coming out. I think you guys will like it. I really had a lot of fun shooting it, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it too. Peace and love, and I will catch you next time.